What is going on, Hawk Knights? And I've noticed over the past couple days that I have not grown as much on my channel as I was expecting, but all in all, the support and views on my videos are greatly appreciated. I love when I'm able to hop on every day to see new comments or more views on my videos and possibly a new subscriber here and there. So keep up the good work and I will keep up the videos. But today I'm going to play some Warframe for you, and I will be covering the Jordas Precept quest, a quest that just came out in our 17.7.1 update for the PlayStation 4. Now, the description for the Jordas quest is: Ordis is determined to help a fellow Cephalon overcome a ship-wide infestation, but can a Cephalon affected by Infested be saved? Now, that is a very good question, and I know that there is a new boss that you're able to fight in an Archwing, and I really want to see how that goes. The Warframe that I used in this first part of the quest was Valkyr, and I had a Trinity and Excalibur do the mission alongside me, and all of these abilities mended well together. They were very helpful in one another, and I'm going to read some patch notes for Valkyr and tell you throughout the video why she was so helpful. Now, Valkyr has received the following changes to her ability powers. Ribline now has increased animation speed and vertical boost. Ripline now has reduced energy cost and increased damage for each time cast. Ripline will now soft lock onto enemies, which is really nice. Valkyr's HUD will now display the window of opportunity to recast Ripline at a lower cost. Hysteria can now be quickly toggled on and off. And Hysteria now receives buffs from players' melee weapon mods. And Valkyr now passively has 50% knockdown recovery speed and no heavy landing. All these abilities that they put in and fixed pretty much really helped me throughout this mission. The reason we also brought along a Trinity was for the health regen, and it was pretty much a support class type for us. And Excalibur was able to do more of the damage potential that we were looking for. Excalibur's Exalted Blade did massive amounts of damage to the Juggernaut, considering the Juggernaut is like a mini tank, like literally built like one. And his only weakness is his stomach. So the armor piercing that the Exalted Blade has does go through the armor, slash through the armor of the Juggernaut, and it pierces through the body, dealing tons of damage. I am going to go through a couple strategies that you may be able to use to find the Juggernaut. One of them is sitting near Lizette until an alert comes along that is high enough level, around 30 to 35, 30 to 40, that is infested, and these are really hard to come by, so this strategy is probably not the best. I remember doing this and getting excited for alerts when they dropped, or when they popped up, and only to find myself disappointed because it was technically not the right one that I was looking for. So now if you want to farm them during alerts, you can, because it'll be easier to find more people to maybe do these with. And considering that I already had a full fire team, I decided just to go into a planet and see what we could do. First off, we tried doing a dark sector defense, and we would stay about 10 rounds and back out, go back in, see if we can get them to spawn. Nothing happened. And we tried doing a dark sector survival as well. This was rough because we would stay about 5 minutes in a dark sector survival at this level, and he would not spawn at all. We had traveled so many planets trying to find him that it was really hard to find him. We tried doing defenses, survivals, and I feel like because they were all low level, we weren't able to get him to spawn. There are two other places that we were able to find him, and one of them was in Orc and Derelict Survival, ODS, and when you go into this mission, if you kill enough Infested, he will spawn as a Juggernaut Behemoth, which is probably not who you want to face during this mission. He's going to be a lot harder, and maybe if you want a challenge, you and your party might want to do that. The other planet that we came across was Eris, and since this was a high-level planet and it was full of Infested, we figured out that this Hive Sporid mission and the Hive Neglar, which is two below the Sporid mission, were the best place to find him. We got him to spawn more frequently than we had ever before. Now these are fairly simple to do, and all you will need to do is kill 3 hive bubbles within the map, and he should spawn within the first 5 to 10 minutes. You don't really need to kill a hive bubble for him to spawn, so go ahead and party up. Select the mission. The higher level one is most likely what you want to do. That's what we were doing, because we figured that would be the best spawn rate for him. But if you don't have 3 people in your party, you might want to just do the lower level one and see if you can get him to spawn still. Now that you're in the mission, try to kill as many infested enemies as you can. Try to do this without walking into the first hive room, and if you need to walk in and kill a couple of the tumors in the hive room so that more enemies spawn, then go ahead. If you have not gotten his roar, his first initial roar, within the first time that you kill a hive, then it's pretty much going to end. After you kill enough of the hive enemies at the beginning, infested enemies at the beginning, then you will hear a roar, and every one of the infested enemies will be buffed with a yellow shield. Now the shield, I have no clue what it does. I think that it just buffs their health a little bit, so they're a little bit harder to kill. But what you're going to want to do after they are buffed is kill as many of them as you can in a quick amount of time. This will spawn the Juggernaut. You can watch us right here kind of finish up some more high level enemies. I kill a couple tumors on the side just to see if we can get more enemies to spawn. And pretty much we're going to clear up some enemies here, and he's going to roar and screech a second time, and this means that he's pretty much done with you killing all of his infested friends, even though they're probably not friends. So he's going to pretty much show up on the map. He's going to make your screen blink a little bit, you're going to turn red, and that means that he has spawned somewhere on the map. Now, I, being the dumbass that I was trying to get some codex scans of him so that I could have him in my codex to see where his weak points were. Now, this was not a good idea in this small hallway area. I didn't expect it to be this hard at first because this was the first time that we encountered him. But, as you can see, I still haven't gotten him. I've been messing around with my scanner, and he's right there on the right. What you're going to want to do is, if you want, scan him, get it done really quickly because he can one-shot you, and then try and mark him with a enemy marker, and so that your whole team knows where he is at all times. I went down there and I was very surprised because Trinity was the only one alive, but this is where Hysteria definitely came into play for me. I popped it right as soon as he showed up, almost every single time after this, and I was invincible. I would never get one shot again, and I was pretty much the healer. I would pick up people when they went down, and it was fairly simple this whole time. I tried to pick up Excalibur as quick as I could when he went down because he was the one that was dealing the most amount of damage to the Juggernaut, and that was a big thing. Then Trinity afterwards, so that she could get some healing powers on us a little bit. He's going to die here soon, and I'm also going to cut to another one of these battles that I had done after this, and as you can see there, I did not get the phoralic pods that you need for the mission. You are going to need to farm the Juggernaut at least 7 to 10 times just to get everything that you need. We ran it at least 4 times during this and figured out that we had not gotten a phoralic pod yet, but we had gotten the parts to build the phoralic pod. So go ahead and finish up the mission. It's just like a regular hive mission. After you kill him, it's fairly simple. And go back to his body where he died. Try and find a piece that looks like an Oberon part. It is going to have an octagonal look to it, and it'll have the purple line above it that looks almost exactly like an Oberon chassis or an Oberon helmet or something like that. And that's going to be the part that you were looking for mostly. You will see us fight him the second time. We got him to spawn fairly quickly in this one before we got to the first hive room. And this one was the one that I thought I had the most trouble with because I thought I was going to go down. We had a point where one of our team members, Excalibur, actually got killed, and he was standing straight up, so I was like freaking out, not knowing what to do. He just told me to like go revive him because I figured that he wasn't gonna live anyways. So he spawned up top. We see him, we mark him, and then I've got to revive Excalibur real quick. And he's fairly simple from there. I mean, Trinity goes ahead and marks him so that we can get health whenever we attack, and we pretty much just take him down within maybe 15-20 seconds. And we get another part that we don't really need. It's not the phoralic pod, but we get another part that goes to the phoralic pod. So, I mean, it's nice that we have ran it so many times that we can get these parts before we actually get the pod. Once you do get your phoralic pod, go ahead and go back to the foundry, put in all the materials that are needed to build it. If you don't have all the materials, keep farming the Juggernaut until you get all of them. go ahead and complete the quest, and I will see you guys for part 2 here soon. If you like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will be coming out with part 2 within the next couple of days once I get my foundry, or once I get my phoralic pod completed. And I just want to put this clip in at the end to show you guys the new zipline mechanic and what the animation is in the middle that lets you be able to recast it over and over again at a reduced cost. But if you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.